All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. We here. We going. Okay. All right. All right. All right. We're live. We're live, ladies and gents. We are live. We are live. All right. Okay. All right. So, first of all, let me get one thing across. I am so sorry for last time. I was doing a live broadcast this weekend and I fell asleep. Guys, I'm sorry. I was tired. It has been a long week. Just a long week. We have to put up with a bunch of BS, a bunch of just reckless stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank God it's starting to slow down more or less. All right. Yeah. So, and don't worry, I'm wide awake, guys. I'm wide awake. Oh, let me squirt my nose here real quick because I need to. I'm gonna have to get my other nose spray in a little bit, but yeah, everything's starting to calm down now. However, be that as it may, all right, guys, this is the week. This is the week, and I need to plug in my. I need to plug in my headset. My headphones, I mean. I need to plug in my headphones. There we go. All right, there we go. Got my headphones plugged in. But yeah, guys, this is the week. This Wednesday, I start my training for CNC machinist at Tulsa Tech. And I am getting excited. Yes. Finally. Finally. The fun part is I'm just going to have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. So yeah, it'll be a short week for a back to school event. Although I'm really not going to take this and treat it as a back to school. I'm basically, like I told my dad, I'm going to treat this as part of my job. This is going to be part of my job, and this training. Yeah, it's going to be training for an upcoming career, and that's exactly what it is. So yeah, and even like I probably told you guys this a few times before, but yeah, my dad was a little skeptic. He even asked the advisor up at Tulsa Tech about this, and he said, I really hope this is not going to be in vain, because my son has had to put up with stuff like this in the past, to where he thinks he's going to do a course, and hopefully there'll be a job waiting for him when he does, and he ends up with nothing. So I really hope this isn't going to be the same thing. He basically looked at us both and said, "Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. I would not worry about that one bit." So I guarantee you, when your son is done with his training, there's going to be a career. There's going to be a place in one of the companies, the manufacturing companies, open for him, because they need people like this, which really brought my spirits up. It really brought my spirits up. It brought my hopes up. So yeah, like I said, this Wednesday, guys, and interesting enough, this will be the first part of my training. It'll be from the 12th to December 18th. That's going to be cool, because because this is basically going to be like a regular school schedule. Regular college schedule, because I'll get the rest starting at the 18th. I'm going to get the rest of the Christmas holiday off. I'm going to get the New Year's off. We're not going to come back until January 5th for the second part of my training. And in between that, I'll have on my first part, I'll have a fall break. It'll be 3 days. It'll be Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but that's fine in October. And then November, during the Thanksgiving holiday, we will have that entire week off, and we don't go back to class until next Monday, which is going to be sweet. So yeah, of course I'll get the Christmas holidays off, and then New Year's, and then January 5th we start back up as part 2, and we'll go from January to May. I think it was May 21st, as long as we don't have any hiccups. They basically said, if you got a day off, if you got like a snow day or something like that, graduation will be May 22nd, and so on and so on. If it's like you get 2 days off, it'll be the 23rd, and so on and so on. It basically just, yeah, exactly. So, but I'll have like Martin Luther King Day off, and I'll have President's Day off, and then of course, and then in March I'll have spring break. So yeah, it's it's not just going to be nose to the grind every single day. We'll have some holidays to enjoy and some time off. So yeah. But yeah, other than that, I cannot wait to get my training started. This is going to be fun. And my instructors have already told us that, one in particular said, okay, I may lecture a little bit, but after that, that's it. No beating around the bush. We're getting down to business, which, amen, brother. Amen, brother. I cannot wait for that. We're actually going to get hands-on. We're actually going to do hands-on stuff. Now, we're probably going to go through some safety procedures, which is pretty much par for the course. That's just being sensible. And they're probably going to go over some of the things that we need to learn. We need to know some of the rules, which is fun. We've gone over the syllabuses in colleges and stuff like that. It's probably going to be the same thing. And probably another one of the things we're going to be doing is they'll probably march us over to the bookstore to get our stuff, to get our books and our tools. So yeah, I think I've told you this before. I think the ones that are gonna be, I think I told you this before. There's a manufacturing company that sponsors Tulsa Tech, and one of the things they do is they offer, I think it was like a $600 to $650 toolkit to their students for free. And if you take good care of it, if you take good care of that toolkit, and nothing ends up being broken, it's yours when your training is over. So I'm going, hell yeah, man. That's going to be awesome. So I'll decide not to wear my glasses because I really need to clean those suckers up, and I really do not have the time to do that. But yeah, fret not, guys. Now in the mornings, I'm going to have to get up early. But going through a practice run of what we did, Dad and I, whether I go the Bixby route or even the Turnpike route, I may not even have to leave nearly as early as I thought I was going to leave. Because we left, I think, like 6:45, and we took the Bixby route, and I had plenty of time. I had plenty of time left over once we reach the campus. And that's just going that way. If I do the turnpike, it's even faster. Or it's supposed to be faster. So yeah. So I'm if I leave around like 7 a.m. in the morning, the latest 6:55. Yeah, I should be fine. So now this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a new experience for me. Actually, and the nice thing is it's gonna be I'm gonna be able to use a part of my drafting skills for this. So yeah, this is gonna be like mechanical drafting, and putting it to good use by making real parts that companies will be using. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. But anyway, all right, it's Paramonday, guys. Like I said, let's see if I can do this a second time. Maybe the second time will be the charm. Like I said, I am sorry. I did not mean. I was broadcasting this last weekend, and I fell asleep. Oh my gosh. It was that bad. Like I said, guys, I'm sorry. I really am. So hopefully this time we won't have any hiccups, and I won't be going like that. Oh, and by the way, I've got both monitors going, so I'll be watching stuff on my 50 on my LG, and I've got my Emerson over here, and I've got chat over here too. So you guys want to drop in and say hi, go right ahead. I will be sure and tell you hi when I can. I may not be able to text you back, but I will say hi and acknowledge you, okay? So feel free to jump in, join us in the chat. So right now we're going to get started with Paramonday. And we're going to start with Slapped Ham. Okay, 13 ghost videos that made even the skeptics go quiet. And you know what, before I forget, I'm going to go ahead and, maybe not that one. Where's my other pair? Oh, where did I get my other pair? Oh, there they are. Yeah, I'm going to put on my other pair. That seemed to be better for, like, monitor viewing. Yeah, that's a little better. Well, I mean, thank goodness I can actually still wear both of these. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to get both of these cleaned. But anyway, let's see. Does it still have a? No, it does not. Oh well, crapola. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it does. I'm gonna have to put a new nut on that. I don't know. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see. Anyway, let's go ahead and start with Slapped Ham. 13 scary ghost videos that made even the skeptics go quiet. All right, you guys ready? I know I am. So without further ado, away we go. Oh yeah, before I do that, like it says in the description box, links to the original videos will be in the description box below as soon as I'm done broadcasting, okay? So without further ado, away we go.
Do you believe in shadow people?
Yep.
This eerie footage uploaded to Reddit appears to show something quite creepy.
Whoa, what in
That
the
dark
world?
shape isn't a pet, and it isn't a person. It darts across the room with a speed that just doesn't look natural. Here's the same clip again, slowed right down so you can get a closer look.
There it goes. Okay. Well, that's weird. Yeah, you see it over there, and it comes around, and it goes, and it looks kind of like back, like it's looking at the camera, and then goes and just speeds. That's weird. That's weird.
This scary video was posted to Reddit's Unexplained Phenomena forum by user historical_move_2873, where it racked up over 1,000 upvotes and nearly 300 comments in a matter of days. And the comment section quickly turned into something of a confessional. The top reply came from a user who claims they live with one of these things. They say it slowly peeks around the corners of their house.
Ooh.
And they've seen it more than 100 times.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we have a large one in the house. Thank the Lord it doesn't move very fast. It slowly peeks around corners, which is no longer that scary. I have seen it over 100 times. Well, if it does that and it's no longer scary, my guess is, I don't think it's anything sinister. It sounds, to me, it sounds more like it's something playful. Something that likes to play games with you. So, I don't know. I mean, now they come up and say, oh yeah, we've had some scary moments and and the thing has been a little menacing. Well, that's different. But if all it does is just flit around the house and it likes to peek around the corners at you, that kind of tells me it's more like a playful entity. It likes to play games. I don't know.
Another commenter described the Hat Man, a shadow figure that stood in their doorway during sleep paralysis, then appeared instantly beside their bed the moment they tried to move. Whatever was zipping around that living room, plenty of people watching are certain they've seen it too.
Zip, zip, zip. Hi there. Zip. There he goes. That's weird. Oh, yeah, this one. We've seen this one, guys. You guys remember this one?
This family put up a home security camera and it took less than 24 hours to catch something they couldn't explain.
Aww. Putting the baby to sleep. And it's rolling the yoga ball. It wants to play.
But the activity started long before the camera went in. TikTok user Tranquility Botanicals says things kicked off almost the moment her family moved into the house. Small noises at first, then voices,
Aww.
not just one. Both she and her husband have heard men, women, and children.
So at first it was just like hearing little noises here and there. That escalated to hearing voices. We both have heard like men and women and children voices.
During their first week in the house, a Bible they kept above their bed hit the floor with a bang.
Oh.
Both parents smell cigarette smoke in a home where nobody smokes. And the spare keys they keep above each door kept turning up on the floor, but only when the family had left the house and come back.
Okay, well, if now some of them may just be mischievous spirits, but if something knocked your Bible off the shelf or off the windowsill, and knocked it onto the floor, ooh, that's a little more malevolent. Yeah, no, I'm with Art Kicks. The last thing you want is a Bible on the floor. You always pick it up. Always treat it with respect. This does not treat the Holy Scriptures as respect, and that's kind of telling me that this thing might be demonic, or at least one of the spirits in there might be demonic. Now the others might just be mischievous spirits. I don't know. But the one that knocked the Bible off into the floor, that's probably a demonic presence.
But we would leave for a while and then we'd come home and a bunch of the keys would be on the floor. So it wasn't like, like the doors were being shut and so it fell off. No, it was only happening when we would leave and come back and then they'd be on the floor. And actually, It hasn't happened in a while, but it was happening like daily.
Then there's her 5-year-old who insists his closet stays shut because if it isn't, he says something else will open it.
And then
Oh. Oh my. Well, that's not good. That's not good. They insist his closet door stays shut because if they don't, something else will open it. What is he seeing? Do we even want to know what he's seeing? Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
just last night, my 5-year-old was saying that he likes his closet to be shut because if it doesn't get shut, then it will get opened by something else.
Once the cameras went in, the footage started backing them up. In this hallway clip, listen for what sounds like a child's giggle and watch the dad because he hears it in real time. Moments later, a different camera inside one of the kids' bedrooms picks up something else. Banging, and what many listeners say sounds like whispering.
He discovered his ear and that's why he's playing with it, or is it hers?
But it's this next clip that sent the account viral,
Yeah.
racking up over 1.5 million views.
She gets off the yoga ball. Little guy's asleep. We'll put him down to bed. In the bed. And something moved the yoga ball.
Nobody touches it, nothing's near it,
No, it
and
doesn't.
it rolls anyway.
Yeah.
The mum wrote that whatever's in the house bothers them all the time, and that honestly, it's more annoying than anything. When skeptics suggested a draft under the door might have nudged the ball, the couple filmed a follow-up on the same camera.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Now she is working that door. She is working that door, and and that ball's hardly even moving. It might quiver a little bit, but it's not rolling across the floor like it did. It's not rolling across the floor like it did. Yeah, it's like naughty spirits. Yeah, I had to come home early. My kidney stones. I passed. Oh, well, thank goodness you got that out of your system, Sean. Oh, man. Though, like my uncle said, we got everything we wanted accomplished at least. Beach trip, boat ride, and got to see the family. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Oh, man. Well, I'm just glad you got that thing out of your system, man. Oh. I've never had kidney stones, but I've been told they are very painful. Oh. Oh. You have my sympathy, brother. You have my sympathy, brother. Oh, man. I'm just glad, hopefully, that you're doing better, Sean. And I'm glad you got to see your family. I mean, he was totally understanding. Plus, now it's raining in LBI. So, yeah. Are you still on the boat? You still on the boat? Sorry for going off topic, though, but yes, I am. No, you're fine, dude. You're fine. I'm just glad you're feeling better. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're home now. Okay, you're home now. Okay. Well, at least I hope you enjoyed your trip on your uncle's yacht. Yeah. You just take it easy, bud. You just take it easy. Well, I'm just glad you're feeling better. All right. All right, now let's get back to this though. You see, she's working that door. Like I said, you see this. She's working that door, and it's hard. And that ball is hardly budging. Not like did that night when she put the baby down to sleep. Oh, man.
But I'm trying to prove something.
Okay.
I'm trying to prove something.
And I like this because she and her husband are trying to debunk stuff. You know, trying to show their viewers, hey, it's not us. It's not us. Something is moving this thing around without us. So yeah, there's something here.
They opened doors and wafted him to push air through the room.
Oh, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Aw, little
That's
guy.
Well, then here, and then.
They walked circles around the ball. The
Mhm.
husband even sat on it. And with the heating running the whole time, nothing they did could make that ball move the way it did in the viral clip.
Mm-hmm.
And then. Hold on. So you can see the ball moving because it's a ball of air?
As for why they're still living there, the answer's simple. They've got a lease. And according to the mum, the activities never felt threatening, just persistent.
Well, that's good. Well, thank goodness they're not threatening. Yeah, just persistence. Yeah, it looks like they've got something that likes to. Looks like they've got a little bit of a prankster on their hands, or at least a playful spirit. You know, I don't know, but well, thankfully none of the incidents have been threatening so far. So, you know, they may just have, like the other people, they may just have a playful spirit. Oh, put the little guy to bed, and there goes the ball.
Scary videos usually do the heavy lifting on this channel, but every now and then a single photograph stops everyone in their tracks.
Ooh.
This one was taken in Papua New Guinea about a week after a
Oh,
man buried his
yeah.
wife. He's kneeling at her graveside, his young daughter perched on his shoulder. At first glance, it's simply a portrait of grief, but look closely at the man's left shoulder, just beneath his beard.
Yeah.
There's a hand resting there, and when the image is zoomed in, one detail becomes very hard to ignore.
Yeah, that's not his daughter's
The fingernails
hand.
are painted red, and the hand looks far too large to belong to a child.
Yeah. Yeah, those
The
fingernails.
photo was shared on Reddit's
Yeah.
paranormal forum by user Sids45, who says the image had already gone viral in their country. On Reddit, it's pulled in over 1,600 upvotes and more than 200 comments. The obvious explanation is that it's the daughter's hand wrapped around her dad's neck
No,
from
it's not.
behind. The poster raised that possibility themselves.
No, that's not his daughter's hand. That's too big for his daughter's hand. And her nails aren't painted. You know, when you look at her hand, it's little, like it's supposed to be. That's much bigger than the daughter's hand. Now, that's not his daughter's hand. And her nails aren't painted like that.
But the shape, the size, and the texture all resemble an adult woman's hand.
Exactly.
And the lighting and shadows sit consistently with the rest of the photo, which makes a clumsy edit much harder to argue.
Mm-hmm.
The poster says they've reached out to the man in the picture, and they're still waiting to hear back. Until then, the photo simply shows a grieving husband at his wife's graveside and a woman's hand resting gently on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think it's his late wife. I think the hand belongs to his late wife. I think she's trying to comfort him.
Stuck in traffic late at night, this driver glanced up at the preview screen on his cabin camera. What he saw there made him grab his phone and start filming.
Y pues no hay nadie.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing back there.
Y yo aquí en el carro cagado.
On that small screen, lit up in the camera's red night vision glow, there appears to be a figure in the back seat. A woman with a pale face sitting directly behind him.
Yeah, there's like an elderly woman sitting behind him, and then he turns around and nothing's there.
But when he turns his phone around to film the actual back
Yeah,
seat, it's
nothing's
empty.
there. It's empty.
Narrating in Spanish, TikTok user Jorgenava13 sums it up plainly. One camera shows someone, the other doesn't, and there's nobody there. He admits he's sitting in the car, absolutely terrified. The clip exploded, pulling in over 200,000 likes and tens of thousands of shares. And with that attention came the skeptics. One commenter pointed out that the driver's hand never appeared on the camera's preview screen while he was filming, suggesting the whole thing didn't add up. So he posted a follow-up. Filmed in daylight with his mum in the passenger seat, he holds his hand directly in front of the camera and films the preview screen. His hand doesn't show up there either. The angle he films from sits in a blind spot on the small display.
Cámara y no se ve mi mano. Ah, bueno, ahí ya se ve el teléfono. Pero hasta ahí no se ve mi mano. Ajá. Entonces,
the driver, for his part, isn't interested in the debate. His response to the doubters was simple. Everyone believes what they want to believe. He posted what he saw, and that's it.
There you
Whoever
go.
the woman on that screen was, only one camera ever saw her, and she was sitting right behind him.
That's odd.
y pues no hay nadie.
And there's nothing there. Yeah. That is weird.
In this nursing home, there's one room the staff won't put anyone in anymore. According to TikTok user Camila Torres, nurses used to joke about switching shifts just to avoid it. She says residents placed in the room suffered sudden episodes and some passed away. Even walking past the doorway was enough to give staff chills. Eventually, they stopped placing anyone in it at all, and the room earned itself a grim nickname, the Death Room.
Whoa. Okay. If that room is that bad, my guys, you need to bring a priest in or a shaman or somebody and have that room purified. Get it cleansed now. Because if it's that bad to where you feel a sense of dread whenever you just walk by it, how long are you going to think it's going to stay that way? How long do you think it's just going to stay just that way and not spread to other rooms? You need to get a priest or a shaman or someone, a spiritual person, to come in and get that room cleansed. You need to drive out all the negativity. So yeah, oh boy, yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
One day, a resident asked for something unusual.
Yeah,
the room cleansed.
pretty much,
She wanted it
Sean.
recorded.
Heavenly Father, I ask for your divine presence to fill this space. May your light shine brightly through every room, cleansing this home of any negativity, fear, or unrest.
Okay, now this is a woman doing this. I have no problem with this. Now, if you cannot get a male priest or a male minister or a male shaman to do this, which most of the men would do this, but if you have a woman who is very spiritual, who wants to try and help you, yeah, go ahead and go ahead and let her help. Especially if she knows what she's doing. As long as the person knows what she's doing, it doesn't matter what gender they are. I would prefer it to be a man because, we men are supposed to take on the role of the spiritual leadership in like churches and, devotionals and things like that. Now don't get me wrong. Now, it even says that the women have their own place. Women, the men are supposed to teach the men. The women are supposed to teach the women. But yeah, I don't have any problem with this. If she's willing to help, if she is willing to help because she knows she can, yeah, go for it. Let her do it. And especially since since mostly the attendants that she is with are probably women to begin with. Yeah, I have no problem with this. if she is that devoted to trying to help people, hey, I'm all for her. I don't know. I don't think it goes as well as planned, but I guess we'll have to see.
But it's what happens during that prayer that sent this scary video to over 12 million views.
Surrounding it with your angels and shielding it from harm and evil. May every door be a passage to your grace and every window open to your blessing.
Ooh.
In Jesus' name.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Watch the rosary in her hand.
And every window open to your blessings.
About 40 seconds in, the beads suddenly lift into the air, arcing toward the darkness of the open doorway, as if something inside the room reached out and pulled at them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like something tried to wrench that rosary out of her hands.
Be a passage to your grace and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus'
Yeah.
Skeptics would say a hanging strand of beads swings with every movement of the hand that holds it. But watch the direction. The rosary doesn't swing with her body. It lifts away from her.
It
towards
does.
the room.
Yeah.
The prayer was finished. The door was closed. To this day, that room remains empty.
May every door be a passage to your grace and every window open to your blessings. In Jesus' name.
Whoa. Well, if it's still closed, then they probably did not get the room cleansed, which is bad. You know, you need to get it cleansed. You need to have it free of evil. You need to have it free of the darkness inside. You know, you need to get it cleansed, and you need to get it cleansed properly. I mean, now don't get me wrong, she did her best. But I think they need to get somebody that's a little more of a lot more of a professional and knows what they're doing. So, I'm just saying. But anyway.
The creepiest part of this photo is that the woman who took it had no idea what she'd captured until the next day. She'd been walking through a cemetery in New Orleans, a city famous for its above-ground tombs and its reputation as one of the most haunted places in America.
Yeah, I was going to say, New Orleans is rumored to be by many historians and even tourists that go there. It is rumored to be one of the most haunted places in America.
She took a photo of one of the old crypts and thought nothing more of it.
Man.
It was only the following day, flicking back through the pictures with her husband, that she saw it. And once the image is lightened, it's impossible to miss. A figure in dark clothing with a pale face standing at the edge of the frame, not off in the distance, right beside her shoulder, close enough to touch.
Whoa.
The photo was shared on Reddit's Ghosts forum by user outside_jacket_8661, and she was adamant about one thing. She'd deliberately only taken photos when there wasn't a single person nearby. In her words, there is no way someone just happened to step into frame.
Yeah, she would have seen it.
The comment section split right down the middle. The top reply, with over 800 upvotes, put it bluntly, someone was standing there. Another commenter fired back that someone could post the realest ghost picture ever taken, and Reddit would still find a way to discredit it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, both explanations are unsettling. Because if the skeptics are right, then a complete stranger stood silently in the dark, inches behind this woman, in an empty cemetery, and she never knew they were there.
Yeah, that does not look like someone of a corporal or at least a solid. That does not look like someone with a solid mass. That looks like she was photobombed by a ghost. Because you see, if the other picture was believed, that the lady was taken, somebody took a picture of the lady taking the picture. Now I could be wrong, but yeah, if she said there was nobody there when she took that picture, then there you go. She got photobombed by a ghost. Yeah.
For years, this family says something has been active
Oh.
inside their Southern California home. But lately, according to the mum, it's changed its behaviour. It started targeting her daughter. She says it began with toys moving on their own. Then one day, her daughter came running to her saying something had touched her head. Then the cameras
Ooh.
caught this.
Ooh, her Hello Kitty moved.
And it's the next clip filmed on the bedroom's night vision camera that viewers have found the most disturbing. Her arm appears to be pulled, tugged by something that simply isn't there. Here's the thing, this isn't a new account posting one lucky clip. The family's TikTok account, Always4Family, has scary videos stretching back years. All the way back in 2021, a Ring camera in their daughter Mackenzie's bedroom captured a set of toy golf clubs toppling over all by themselves in a
Hang on.
there.
Let's see. It's been years since things have been happening around the house. Lately, it's been targeting my daughter. From moving toys to her running to me that something touched her head. It sounds like it's something that just wants to play. Yeah. It sounds like it's something that just wants to play. But, yeah. Alright.
Account posting one lucky clip. The family's TikTok account, Always4Family, has scary videos stretching back years. All the way back in 2021, a Ring camera in their daughter Mackenzie's bedroom captured a set of toy golf clubs toppling over all by themselves in a completely empty room.
Yeah. I mean, it could have just fallen over, but...
In that clip, you can hear the mum call out from another room, asking what the noise was. Nobody had been in there at all.
I mean... The what? Yeah.
5 years of activity and the...
Yeah, you can hear her shout, or you can hear her call. What was that?
The pattern seems to be narrowing. First it was objects in an empty room, then toys moving right beside her. Now, if the mum's right, it's moved on to her daughter. Whatever's inside that house, it doesn't appear to be leaving. It seems to have made its choice.
Well... There she goes. Well, I look at it this way. If it's doing this to grab attention, okay. But you know, if it's if it's doing it, if it's doing it because it likes playing with her daughter, okay, that's one thing. But if it's doing that to bully or intimidate her daughter, then yeah, we got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah. Yeah, those eyes are... Oh, that's just eye shine and Sean. That happens with any night vision camera.
In January 2021, a mum took her daughter to the Capitol Theatre to see Frozen, snapping photos all day to capture the memories. Those photos then sat on her phone untouched for 4 years. It wasn't until last year, scrolling back through her camera roll, that she spotted something she'd never noticed before. This photo was sent in to us directly by a viewer named Kara, and in amongst the packed theatre crowd, one figure stands out. A woman who appears semi-transparent, as though the crowd is showing through her. And to Kara's eye, she's dressed in attire from a different time entirely. Skeptics would point to motion blur. In a dim theatre, a phone's shutter slows down and anyone moving through the shot can smear into a ghostly, see-through streak.
True.
But that doesn't explain the outfit. Kara's photo sat unnoticed in her camera roll for 4 years, which does make you wonder what might be sitting unnoticed in yours.
True. Yeah. Yeah, her attire is way different than the other guy.
Sometimes the internet's strangest mysteries don't come from haunted houses or dark forests. Sometimes they come from a $5 tub of Greek yogurt. A Reddit user going by the username Lexi opened a fresh tub of yogurt, flipped the lid over, and found a question waiting for them on the underside.
Okay.
Written by hand in white letters on a strip of blue tape, it reads, "Why are you breastfeeding?" Nobody knows who wrote it, nobody knows how it got inside, and nobody has the faintest idea what it's supposed to mean. Whoever stuck that note under the lid had no way of knowing who'd buy the tub, which somehow makes the question even stranger. It wasn't written for anyone. It was written for whoever opened it. The post shot to over 3,000 upvotes on Reddit's strange forum, and the top comments spoke for most of us. They said they'd toss that yogurt immediately because a mystery sticky note and a white blob is a hard no. The uploader agreed on one point. They definitely weren't eating it, but they were absolutely taking it back to the store because it cost $5.
Well, yeah.
Not long after it went viral, the post was quietly removed by the forum's moderators. The photos are gone. The question is not. Somewhere out there, someone is writing messages inside yogurt lids.
That's a little creepy. I mean, oh. Okay, yeah. That's a little creepy. I mean, why would you do that? Yeah, what? Well, yeah, it might be, but yeah, Sean, why the hell would someone do that? If they're doing this just to get their kicks, that's sick. That's disturbing. You know, it's just, oh my gosh, that beats it all. Weird News Roundup. Okay.
It's time for the Weird News Roundup, where we run through the strangest stories making headlines around the world this week. First up, police in Moses Lake, Washington have cracked a case with help from a very unlikely source, a Ouija board. On Friday the 3rd of July...
Oh, dude. Guys, why the hell would you do this? Don't ever touch a Ouija board. I don't care if you are trying to solve a crime. Don't ever touch a Ouija board. You know, aside from not even knowing what the hell you might be conjuring up, that's sorcery. That's actual real life sorcery. And you don't want to be doing that. You know, if you are stupid enough to play with one of those, I'm sorry. You know, this may sound harsh, but if you are stupid enough to play with one of those, you deserve everything that's coming to you. Because you do not need to be playing with something like that. It's dangerous. You know, man, you may just be conjuring up a ghost, or you may conjure up a demon from hell. And you don't want that. All right, anyway.
Someone broke into a car on East Nelson Road, ripping the stereo out of the dashboard and making off with house keys, prescription medication, and a Ouija board. As luck would have it, an officer had chatted with a woman earlier that same day and noticed she was carrying a Ouija board in her bag. He thought nothing of it at the time, but when the theft report came in, he remembered the board, tracked the woman down, and found her still carrying it along with the rest of the stolen items.
Oh yeah, she seems like a beauty only a mother would love. That looks like a face only a mother would love. Yep. I mean, really, honey, you gonna have anything better to do? Gosh.
The 36-year-old tried to run, but was arrested and booked into Grant County Jail on 5 charges.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, the spirit world never warned her the police were coming.
Oh, ouch. But yeah, let's look at that. Yeah, that's a face only a mother would love. Jeez. She's probably strung out on God knows what.
Were coming.
Yeah.
Speaking of things lurking in the night, residents of Zexeu, a small town in Pernambuco, Brazil, spent weeks convinced a werewolf was stalking their streets. A figure in a snarling mask, wide-brimmed black hat, gloves, and a long black cape kept appearing in the early hours, and the videos spread like wildfire online. Police finally tracked down the culprit on the very same Friday. A 42-year-old local man named Elivaldo, whose costume was actually modelled on the Creeper from the Jeepers Creepers films. His explanation? Workmates had always joked that his usual hat and coat made him look like the movie monster, and someone suggested he lean into it. So he did at 2 in the morning, all over town. He was let off with a minor citation for disturbing public order. The werewolf of Zexeu, it turns out, just really loved his own bit.
Really? Oh my gosh. Really? Dude. You're a dum-dum. Be thankful that's all be thankful that's all you got. That's basically a slap on the wrist. Oh my gosh.
Next, one of America's strangest modern treasure mysteries has reached an ending. Sort of. For 8 years, father and son treasure hunters Dennis and Ken Parada have been locked in a legal battle with the FBI over Dents Run, Pennsylvania, where legend says a shipment of Union gold vanished in 1863 on its way to the Philadelphia Mint. The pair led the FBI to the site in 2018 after instruments detected a 7 to 9 ton metallic mass. The Bureau dug, then declared it found nothing. But locals reported hearing machinery running overnight when the dig was supposed to be paused and watching armored trucks roll out in the early morning.
Oh yeah, there's nothing there. And by the way, don't mind all the heavy machinery and the armored trucks.
This week, the Justice Department settled the Parada's records lawsuit, paying out $26,000 in legal costs. Dennis Parada says the released files only deepened his suspicion of a cover-up, and his next stop is the US Mint itself to find out whether anything arrived there after the dig.
Yeah.
And finally, from one buried mystery to another. A research team has secured Turkish government permits for the most comprehensive scientific investigation ever conducted at the Durapinar Formation, a boat-shaped mound just 18 miles from Mount Ararat that some believe is the fossilized remains of Noah's Ark. The site measures 515 feet long, matching the Ark's dimensions given in the Book of Genesis. The team's radar scans claim to show right-angled voids beneath the surface resembling corridors and chambers, and soil tests found the earth inside the formation holds nearly 3 times more carbon than the ground around it, which they argue is exactly what a giant wooden ship rotting underground would leave behind. Geologists maintain the whole thing is a natural rock formation. The expedition, announced in June and featuring core drilling and an underground drone nicknamed Gopher, is set to begin later this year. One way or another, we should finally get an answer.
Oh,
that's your rapid fire
wow.
round. Now back to the countdown.
Oh man, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool if they actually found Noah's Ark. That would be so cool if they actually found Noah's Ark. And we Christians can say, hey, see? The Bible isn't a fairy tale. This stuff actually happened. This stuff actually happened. It's not a fairy tale. It's not some fictional. This is not some work of fiction. It's actual history. Well, you know, and a lot of the Christian archaeologists out there have proven that a lot of the things that occurred in the Bible actually happened. That is its actual fact and history. But man, that would be so cool. That would be so cool if they found Noah's Ark. Can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine how many scientists who are atheists and do not believe in the living word of God, in the Word of God, can you imagine how many of them would have egg on their face? How many of them would be absolutely humiliated? And rightfully so. That would be so cool if they actually found Noah's Ark, or what's left of it, on Mount Ararat, because that's exactly where it was supposed to have rested. Oh man, that's cool. That is cool. I mean, now probably it's just going to be a rock formation, but still, with all the things they've discovered so far, yeah. Oh man, that would be so awesome. But anyway, all right, okay, I've said enough. Back to Slapped Ham.
I'm just in the pool.
Back to the countdown with a quick one and a challenge.
I
See if you can
see.
spot what made this swimmer freeze.
Right there.
Where?
TikTok user JustSomeDude154 was having a swim when he glanced over at the bushes beside the pool and noticed something in the greenery.
Right there.
There, in amongst the leaves, is what looks like a dark face.
Oh!
2 hollow eyes and an open mouth, sitting perfectly still, seemingly watching him swim.
Right there.
The clip has racked up over
What
1 million likes,
the-
and the comments are split between people who can't unsee the face and people who can't find it at all. Which points to the most likely explanation: pareidolia. Our brains are hardwired to
Maybe.
find faces in random patterns, and a shadowy tangle of leaves is exactly the kind of place they love to invent one. Almost certainly just light, shadow and foliage, but good luck convincing the bloke in the pool.
Please tell me I'm not just seeing things. You see that too?
Whoa, look at that!
Right there.
Aw, I'm sorry, but that looks like somebody... I mean, that may be pareidolia, or whatever the hell you call it, but that looks like somebody is watching him. Okay, new creepiness unlocked. Oh my god. Whoa, ouch. That's creepy. That is very creepy. Oh my gosh.
When one of our viewers was a boy, his grandfather used to show him an old photograph from his school days, and every time he'd tell him the same strange thing. The boy in the background was a friend of his, and that friend had died a year before the photo was taken. This photo was submitted to us directly by a viewer named Thorsten, and it was taken in Germany all the way back around 1924.
Oh, wow.
At first glance, it's exactly what it should be, a group of schoolboys posing together by an embankment more than a century ago. But look towards the back of the group,
Right.
up against the tree line. There's a boy standing apart from the others, slightly above them. And when Thorsten examined the picture closely, he noticed something his grandfather never pointed out. The boy's legs appear transparent. The ground behind him shows through where his body should be.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he's standing at all. He looks like he's floating.
It does.
Now, Thorsten raised the skeptical case himself. Maybe the boy simply jumped as the shutter clicked. Cameras of that era were slow, and anyone who moved during a long exposure could smear into something ghostly and see-through. But as Thorsten points out, who jumps in a school photo in 1920s Germany? Schools back then were famously strict. Nobody would have dared. And there's one more thing that's hard to get past. The grandfather was there that day. He knew every face in that photograph. He could account for all of them. And according to him, one of those boys had already been in the ground for a year.
Whoa. Maybe that was his friend telling them, hey, I haven't forgotten about you. Don't forget me. Said, I'm still looking out for you. Wow. Yeah.
At the bottom of a frozen pool of water, something red appears to be breathing. This scary video has been circulating online for years now and it's never been explained. It was uploaded by a YouTuber called Bruco Syndicate who documents unusual happenings in his area. He says he was out walking his dog one winter's day, somewhere rural and blanketed in snow, when he came across a dark pool of open water sitting in the ice. And when he leaned over and looked inside, he started filming.
What the?
Down at the bottom of the pool, in amongst the mud and sunken branches, there's a patch of deep red, and it's moving.
Okay.
Some viewers have suggested a thermal vent pushing warm water up through the lake bed in pulses. Others point to iron-rich groundwater springs, which can stain sediment a rusty red and stir it in slow surges. Both are real phenomena. Neither quite captures how organic this thing looks, the way the rhythm holds steady in and out like lungs.
Yeah.
The uploader never identified what it was, and in all the years since, nobody else has either. Whatever was pulsing at the bottom of that frozen pit, it was alive down there in the cold and the dark. Or it was doing a very good impression of it.
Okay.
If you
Okay. Well, what? That was creepy.
want to see more scary videos like these, then hit that subscribe button and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll always know when we drop our creepy video compilations. On the evening of July 8th, 1913, two housewives sat at a Ouija board in the back parlor of a middle-class home in St. Louis, Missouri. They'd been at this for the better part of a year, twice a week, while their husbands played cards in the front room. In all that time, the board had produced almost nothing, meaningless strings of letters, the occasional scrap of a word. Pearl Curran, whose house it was, thought the whole thing was silly. She only kept sitting at the board because her friend Emily, who had recently lost her mother, kept asking. Then, that July evening, the planchette took off under their fingers. Pearl's mother scrambled to write the letters down as they came. Many moons ago I lived, again I come, patience worth my name. The spirit claimed she'd been born in Dorsetshire, England in the 1600s. She said she'd crossed the ocean to America and that she'd been killed there by Native Americans. Beyond that, she gave almost nothing away. When Emily pressed for details, the board spelled out a rebuke. Yesterday is dead. Let thy mind rest as to the past. Within weeks, it became clear the spirit had no interest in Emily at all. Patience Worth spoke through Pearl. And what she had come to do, apparently, was right. What followed is one of the strangest literary careers in American history. Over the next 24 years, Patience Worth dictated roughly 4 million words through Pearl Curran. Thousands of poems, plays, short stories, full-length novels. Before long, Pearl didn't even need the board. She said the words simply arrived in her head, accompanied by visions like watching scenes from a film, and she would speak them aloud while her husband John wrote them down. She could dictate while smoking a cigarette or answering the telephone, then pick up mid-sentence exactly where she'd left off. On some evenings, she worked on a novel, a poem, and a play at the same time, switching between them without missing a beat. Parts of one novel were dictated on a publicity tour across New York, Boston, and Washington, with 260 different people taking turns at the board. Every session resumed precisely where the last one ended. Here's what makes that genuinely hard to explain. Pearl Curran was, by every account including her own, an unremarkable student who dropped out in her first year of high school after a nervous breakdown. She barely read. She owned few books, had never travelled overseas, and had no contact with literary circles of any kind, and yet the work was good. Not good for a parlour trick, genuinely good. The New York Times called Patience Worth's first novel a feat of literary composition. In 1917, a prestigious national anthology listed 5 of her poems among the best published in America that year. The Sorry Tale, a 350,000-word novel set in the time of Christ, was praised by a Washington University history professor as the greatest story of that era, penned since the Gospels. Stranger still was the language itself. Patience wrote in an archaic English thick with thee and thou, and when researchers analysed it, they found her vocabulary drew overwhelmingly on Old Anglo-Saxon root words, as though the writer had somehow never absorbed the centuries of English that came after her claimed lifetime. Pearl, when asked, couldn't define many of the outdated words she'd just dictated. The spirit ran the household too. In 1916, Patience instructed the childless Currans to adopt a baby girl and told them what to look for. Red hair, blue eyes, English and Scottish blood. Born into poverty, they found her and they named her Patience Worth Curran. The case attracted serious investigators almost immediately. Pearl travelled to Boston in 1914 to be examined by the psychologist Morton Prince, though she refused to be hypnotised, fearing it would sever her connection to Patience. Then came the researcher Walter Franklin Prince, who spent years on the case and in 1927 published a 500-page investigation. His conclusion has been quoted ever since. Either our concept of the subconscious must be radically altered, he wrote, or else some cause operating through, but not originating in, Pearl Curran's mind would have to be acknowledged. Skeptics, then and now, land on the first option. No record of a Patience Worth from 17th century Dorsetshire has ever been found, despite extensive searching. Psychologists point out that Pearl admitted she began anticipating the words before the board spelled them, which is precisely what you'd expect if they were coming from her own mind. The modern consensus is that Patience Worth was a dissociated creation of Pearl's own subconscious. One researcher argued Pearl was a gifted child whose creativity was smothered by a domineering mother, and that Patience was the disguise her buried talent wore to finally escape. But calling it subconscious doesn't so much solve the mystery as rename it, because it still leaves a high school dropout improvising acclaimed novels in dead dialects live in front of audiences on demand for 24 years without a single recorded lapse. The family never charged a cent of admission, and Pearl never once claimed the genius as her own, even when doing so would have made her famous in her own right. In November 1937, Patience Worth delivered one final prediction. She told Pearl the end was coming soon. Pearl Curran died of pneumonia in Los Angeles a few weeks later on December the 3rd. The 4 million words they left behind now filled 29 bound volumes in the Missouri Historical Society. Either they're the work of the most disciplined literary hoaxer who ever lived, or the subconscious mind is capable of far more than we understand, or a woman from the 1600s really did find her way back, through a toy, to finish what her short life never let her start. More than a century on, nobody has been able to say which. Now, if you want to see some more scary videos, then check out those links on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next one.
Let's see here. Well, let's see. Oh, good grief, I
Check out
did.
those links on screen right now.
What did I miss? Sorry about that. Thank you, Sean. Let's see. Okay,
In
with
the
this.
Missouri Historical Society. Either they're the work of the most disciplined literary hoaxer who ever lived, the full is not Pearl's own subconscious. One researcher argued Pearl was a gifted child whose creativity.
Sorry about that, guys. I got a little too comfortable. Alright, let's see. Let's look at this. Okay, last one. Alright. Okay. No, you're fine, Sean.
Videos like these, then hit that subscribe button and turn on all channel notifications.
Thank you for chiming in. Oh, I got too comfortable. Let me sit up here. I find if I sit up more, I don't doze off. Now I'm laying back like this, I'm relaxed and all, yeah, and that's when I start nodding off. Now I'd sit up like this, I won't be inclined to get sleepy.
That way you'll always know when we drop our creepy video.
Looks like this is going to be the last one.
On the evening of July 8th, 1913, two housewives sat at a Ouija board in the back parlor of a middle-class home in St. Louis, Missouri.
Why? Why would you do that? The first thing that's wrong with this is why the hell would you use a Ouija board? Period. That is a bad thing to do. It's a bad idea. Maybe you should get the air horn out, Sean.
They'd been at this for the better part of a year, twice a week, while their husbands played cards in the front room.
Oh my gosh. Why don't you ask your husbands if you could join them in playing cards? A little battle of the sexes there, Might spice up the game, I'd think I'd rather learn how to play cards than, fool with the Ouija board. No, there's no thinking about it. I would rather want to learn how to play cards than play around with a Ouija board. I'm sorry.
In all that time, the board had produced almost nothing. Meaningless strings of letters. The occasional scrap of a word. Pearl Curran, whose house it was, thought the whole thing was silly. She only kept sitting at the board because her friend Emily, who had recently lost her mother, kept asking. Then, that July evening, the planchette took off under their fingers. Pearl's mother scrambled to write the letters down as they came. Many moons ago I lived, again I come, patience worth my name. The spirit claimed she'd been born in Dorsetshire, England in the 1600s. She said she'd crossed the ocean to America and that she'd been killed there by Native Americans. Beyond that, she gave almost nothing away. When Emily pressed for details, the board spelled out a rebuke. Yesterday is dead. Let thy mind rest as to the past. Within weeks, it became clear the spirit had no interest in Emily at all. Patience-Worth spoke through Pearl.
There you go. That right there is a warning. Leave the past be. You can't rewrite it. Leave me alone. Let me rest in peace. Go on with your life. Exactly. They got lucky on that one. And they probably should have just left well enough alone.
And what she had come to do, apparently, was right. What followed is one of the strangest literary careers in American history. Over the next 24 years, Patience-Worth dictated roughly 4 million words through Pearl Curran. Thousands of poems, plays, short stories, full-length novels. Before long, Pearl didn't even need the board. She said the words simply arrived in her head, accompanied by visions like watching scenes from a film, and she would speak them aloud while her husband John wrote them down. She could dictate while smoking a cigarette or answering the telephone, then pick up mid-sentence exactly where she'd left off. On some evenings, she worked on a novel, a poem, and a play at the same time, switching between them without missing a beat. Parts of one novel were dictated on a publicity tour across New York, Boston, and Washington, with 260 different people taking turns at the board. Every session resumed precisely where the last one ended. Here's what makes that genuinely hard to explain. Pearl Curran was, by every account including her own, an unremarkable student who dropped out in her first year of high school after a nervous breakdown. She barely read. She owned few books, had never travelled overseas, and had no contact with literary circles of any kind, and yet the work was good. Not good for a parlour trick, genuinely good. The New York Times called Patience Worth's first novel a feat of literary composition. In 1917, a prestigious national anthology listed 5 of her poems among the best published in America that year. The Sorry Tale, a 350,000-word novel set in the time of Christ, was praised by a Washington University history professor as the greatest story of that era, penned since the Gospels. Stranger still was the language itself. Patience wrote in an archaic English thick with thee and thou, and when researchers analysed it, they found her vocabulary drew overwhelmingly on Old Anglo-Saxon root words, as though the writer had somehow never absorbed the centuries of English that came after her claimed lifetime. Pearl, when asked, couldn't define many of the outdated words she'd just dictated. The spirit ran the household too. In 1916, Patience instructed the childless Currans to adopt a baby girl and told them what to look for. Red hair, blue eyes, English and Scottish blood. Born into poverty, they found her and they named her Patience Worth Curran. The case attracted serious investigators almost immediately. Pearl travelled to Boston in 1914 to be examined by the psychologist Morton Prince, though she refused to be hypnotised, fearing it would sever her connection to Patience. Then came the researcher Walter Franklin Prince, who spent years on the case and in 1927 published a 500-page investigation. His conclusion has been quoted ever since. Either our concept of the subconscious must be radically altered, he wrote, or else some cause operating through, but not originating in, Pearl Curran's mind would have to be acknowledged. Skeptics, then and now, land on the first option. No record of a Patience Worth from 17th century Dorsetshire has ever been found, despite extensive searching. Psychologists point out that Pearl admitted she began anticipating the words before the board spelled them, which is precisely what you'd expect if they were coming from her own mind. The modern consensus is that Patience Worth was a dissociated creation of Pearl's own subconscious. One researcher argued Pearl was a gifted child whose creativity was smothered by a domineering mother, and that Patience was the disguise her buried talent wore to finally escape.
It could
Calling
be.
it subconscious doesn't so much solve the mystery as rename it, because it still leaves a high school dropout improvising acclaimed novels in dead dialects live in front of audiences on demand for 24 years without a single recorded lapse. The family never charged a cent of admission, and Pearl never once claimed the genius as her own, even when doing so would have made her famous in her own right. In November 1937, Patience Worth delivered one final prediction. She told Pearl the end was coming soon. Pearl Curran died of pneumonia in Los Angeles a few weeks later on December the 3rd. The 4 million words they left behind now fill 29 bound volumes in the Missouri Historical Society. Either they're the work of the most disciplined literary hoaxer who ever lived, or the subconscious mind is capable of far more than we understand, or a woman from the 1600s really did find her way back, through a toy, to finish what her short life never let her start. More than a century on, nobody has been able to say which.
Oh, man. Oh, man, what a shame. She died of pneumonia. Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, that's actually, I'll have to say, that's actually pretty interesting. Whoa. Okay, well, I guess that's a perfect example in the end, what you believe is your own. So, I don't know. Maybe Patience Worth did exist. Maybe she didn't exist. Maybe that was Pearl's alter ego. Maybe she was more gifted than people led to believe.
Now, if you want to see some more scary videos, then check out those links on screen right now. and I'll see you in the next one.
Oh, he's not doing his outro anymore. But, oh well. Let's see. Alright. There's that one. Now, okay, come on. Okay, now let's hope that I can go through the next two without nodding off. Oh my gosh. How embarrassing. Oh, alright. I'll just continue sitting up here. Alright, our next one is the man himself, King Frostmare, the king of creepy. Alright, let's see. Here's the scary videos of people getting scared at home. Oh my. Alright, guys. You guys ready? I know I am. So without further ado, away we go.
Alex and Lola were a couple sharing an apartment when something happened that would turn into the worst night they'd ever experience. It started with strange noises echoing through their home, and along with those sounds came something even more unsettling: whistling. At first they tried to ignore the sounds, but they kept getting louder and more frequent, until finally they had to go outside to find out where they were coming from.
What in the... What in the... Ooh. What?
The noises weren't coming from outside. They were clear, close, like whatever was making them was just a few feet from their bedroom. And the whistling had this oddly cheerful tune to it, which somehow made it even worse to hear in the middle of the night. Both of them were getting more scared by the minute. Alex decided to go check things out, while Lola, completely terrified, grabbed her phone and called the police.
What in the world?
Tu me dis comment tu t'appelles?
Lola. Il y a des bruits de bébé, madame.
Des bruits de bébé, c'est-à-dire?
On a pas de bébé. Alex.
Et ça vient pas de chez les voisins, ça vient bien de chez vous, vous êtes sûr?
Oui, je suis sûre.
Ok. On peut se tutoyer, Lola?
Oui.
Moi, c'est Marie. Tout va bien, ma belle. Je suis au téléphone avec toi, je te lâche pas, on est devant la maison. Ne crains rien du tout. Ok? Allez, par contre, reste bien enfermé dans la chambre.
Non, je veux pas rester enfermée, je suis en haut des escaliers.
Est-ce que vous pouvez ouvrir la porte?
Alex.
Ouvrez la porte, madame, s'il vous plaît.
Oui. J'arrive, j'ouvre.
in the world?
Y a personne dehors. Oh putain. Allô? Vous êtes trompé d'adresse, madame. Oh putain.
Okay, this... What the actual hell is going on here? Surely this cannot be real. Surely this has got to be something from a horror movie or an amateur horror movie or something. What the?
Alex!
Yeah, where's Alex?
Things were getting worse. They knew for a fact they were alone in the apartment, but the sounds kept going on the floor below them. Then they heard something that made everything more disturbing. The sound of a baby crying.
Yeah.
By this point, Alex was nowhere to be found, and the police still hadn't shown up. Lola was alone in the apartment now, and what was about to happen next would be the most terrifying moment of the entire night.
Where did he go?
Alex! Alex! Je vous entends mal, madame.
That does not sound normal. Where the hell is Alex? Whoa! Hun! Run!
What happened after that remains a complete mystery to this day. Alex disappeared without leaving a single trace behind, and the very last image that Lola managed to see was that of a strange figure carrying what appeared to be a baby in its arms. But there's one detail that still bothers a lot of people who've heard this story. During the phone call, the police told Lola to go open the front door. The weird part is that no one ever heard a patrol car pull up. There were no flashing lights outside, and only a few minutes had passed since she called for help.
Est-ce que vous pouvez ouvrir la porte? Ouvrez la porte, madame, s'il vous plaît.
That's when a disturbing theory started going around. What if the voice on the phone wasn't actually the police? Some people think whatever was in the apartment mimicked their voice to trick Lola into opening the door. Others believe it was just a series of coincidences that can't be explained. This part of the story ends without any clear explanation for the strange and unsettling activity captured in the footage, and the mystery of what really happened that night remains completely unsolved.
Okay. Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. They don't call him the king of creepy for nothing. What the actual... What? So he just disappeared. He just disappeared and whatever... What? oh my gosh. Okay then. Well, I guess that's a perfect example of be careful. The paranormal can be dangerous. A lot more dangerous than you think it is. Jeez.
Aliyah was filming her young daughter after the child woke up from a particularly bad night terror and came into her room, still visibly shaken and upset from whatever she had experienced during the frightening dream. For the last few weeks, her daughter has been dealing with these episodes pretty regularly. The doctor told Aliyah it's normal for kids that age, nothing to worry about. But tonight is different.
Oh yeah, sure, right. Okay, you know what? One thing. After hearing the doctor say that, I said, oh, it's normal for kids like this. That leads me to believe that that doctor is not a parent. They do not have children of their own. That doctor, whether it's a he or she, they do not have children of their own. So how in the hell would they know that this is normal? You know, if that doctor was a parent and had children of their own, and this girl's night terrors are being that bad, they're becoming that bad, you know, if that doctor was an actual parent, they would have gone, okay, maybe she needs some help. Maybe we need to get her some help. Or maybe something's going, or there might be something going on here that's beyond scientific. Yeah, it's pretty clear that doctor has no children.
Aliyah wakes up and finds her daughter in her bed,
Yeah.
crying harder than she's ever seen before.
Oh.
Whatever she experienced this time clearly shook her up worse than usual. She actually ran from her own room straight into her mom's. Aliyah starts recording so she can show the pediatrician how bad it got. And that's when something strange happens on camera.
Oh, yeah, we've seen this one. We've seen this one before. Right. So we're moving. This happened during one of her night terrors last night. Oh. Poor girl. Oh. She's just a little thing. Oh.
Come on, here, big girl.
I was getting her back to her room so she could feel comfortable sleeping in there again. Yeah, good luck with that, hon. And the door just shuts. I was trying to explain it so she wouldn't be scared. Yeah, good.
Right there, baby.
Vent my ass. No. I was trying to explain it so she wouldn't be scared. Yeah, good luck, hun.
See, the vent pushes the door. You're fine, okay?
Okay, don't get me wrong. I condone her for trying and to keep her daughter calm, but anyone in their right mind would know that a vent like that would not be pushing out enough air to close that door like that.
Be big girl. Don't be scared. Just remember, baby Lenny's here, mommy's here. We're all gonna be together in the same house. It's gonna be okay. Let's go to bed.
Okay.
What's wrong, Cora?
Okay, I notice her staring at the window.
What are you afraid of?
She sees something her mom can't. She sees something her mom can't see. That's a perfect example. You know, parents, listen to your children. If they can see something you can't see, don't just write it off as, oh, they're just being kids. No. Listen to your children. If they can see something that you can't, then there's probably something there. Children can see stuff that we can't. Just like pets, they can see things, and children can see things that we can't. Listen to your pets, listen to your children. Don't just write them off. Because they can actually see the paranormal when we can't. Oh my gosh.
I'll see.
Oh! You need to run.
The window blinds, so she turns the phone that way. Right then, the shutters snap.
Oh man!
Not just one or two. All.
I know. Oh my god. Yeah, we've seen this before, guys. Damn! I've seen this before, and that still gets me. Oh my god! And there was nobody operating the blinds. They automatically went shut like that. Oh my gosh. Well, one thing's for sure, she's going to have a hard time trying to calm her daughter down now, because now she's got the hell scared out of her. Yeah.
Four of them.
All four of
at the
them.
Same time.
All at the
And
same
if you
time.
listen carefully to the sound, it gets even stranger. You can hear the force behind it, like something slammed them shut. They leave the room immediately and stay out until morning. The next day, Aliyah films a follow-up showing how hard it is to close all four shutters at once unless someone manually turned each rod at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's one of those.
Physically standing by the blinds in order to close them like this, and also all four of them closed at the exact same time.
Yeah.
It's not electronic, it's not battery powered, it's...
And there you go. There goes the door opening again.
That's not creepy.
Oh yeah, that's not creepy at all. You keep telling yourself that, hon.
Trying my best not to freak out. So, to close these...
But while she's explaining this, the bedroom door behind her starts moving. It swings slowly on its own, right as she's talking about the night before. And considering what her daughter just went through, the timing makes it even harder to ignore. But there's something else Aliyah figures out that makes it all worse.
Yeah, that was not the air vent. It may be sometimes, but it was too deliberate to be the vent that time. Hell no.
Not on when the door closed. It's very loud.
Yeah.
And you can hear it coming from the vent. The air vent could not have pushed this door closed.
No, it could not have.
The air was not on. The AC was not
on. He tests whether the air conditioner could have moved the door. Even with the AC running, the door stays put. So that wasn't it.
The vent right there, baby. See?
She checks the original footage and realizes the AC wasn't even on, and you can clearly hear the difference.
It's okay.
So if the AC didn't do it, what moved the door? And what made the shutters close like that? None of it adds up. Despite how unsettling the whole thing is, Aliyah says she actually feels a little relieved. At least now she has evidence of what's been happening in her daughter's room. For now, she's keeping her daughter out of there until she can figure out what to do. She hasn't posted any updates since, so the footage is still unexplained. Let me know what you think is going on here.
Well, that's good. At least she has her daughter out of there. Maybe it's a force that did not want her daughter in there to begin with. You know, maybe, you know. Oh man. That's creepy. You know, that's every mother's worst nightmare, or one of them. That something is scaring your child, and you know you can't see. You're helpless to try to help them out because you can't see what they see, or you can't understand why they're acting the way they're acting. But yeah, it's like, whoa, oh my gosh.
A mom named Misty Huron recently shared something a little different from her usual posts.
Oh man, yeah. Ooh, I got goose pimples, you guys. Oh man, yeah, poor little gal.
This particular upload has her followers genuinely worried and more than a little creeped out. She filmed it on her baby monitor, just a routine check of her daughter, asleep in the crib.
Oh yeah, we've seen this before too, guys.
But here's the problem. The baby's asleep and barely moving, yet the monitor is still registering motion in the room. Misty says the only thing that would make sense is if her older daughter had been in there overnight, but she wasn't. So if the baby's not moving and no one else is supposed to be in that crib, what exactly is the camera detecting?
Now she's across the hall. But we got all the furniture in, the TV hung. That is like
The older girl moved to a different bedroom not long ago, so whatever's causing the movement, it's not her. Misty keeps watching the feed, waiting for something to show itself. At first, she doesn't catch anything. Then she notices something in the frame.
Yeah. Yeah, what is that? Yeah.
When she looks closer, it seems like there's someone or something up on the bunk bed. The problem is, nobody sleeps there now. Her older daughter used to, but that bed's been empty since she switched rooms. So whoever, or whatever that is, shouldn't be there. Misty still hasn't figured out what she's dealing with, which is why she's been sharing these clips online, hoping for some kind of explanation. It's definitely unsettling. Then one night, while she's filming a walkthrough of that same bedroom, something else happens.
Okay, a lot of y'all were asking about the room situation, so I'm going to run that through real quick. We moved my daughter from this room into this room. She got new furniture. That's why the bunk bed is still in there. This is the attic that's in between the rooms that I was talking about that's cracked. It's been that way for a while, so it's not something that I'm overly concerned about, but y'all have got me freaking out in the comments. I cannot even breathe walking in this room, so I am truly terrified, but I'm gonna walk y'all in here real quick. This is the bunk bed. This is where I took her out of her crib, ran up the bunk bed. There was nothing up there when I came. We have her rocking chair, her changing station, her closet with all of the stuff that we still need to put up. This is where I have everything that was gifted. I know a lot of y'all were saying check stuff that came from a thrift store or that wasn't yours, because it might be causing it. I will show you guys up here. There's nothing suspicious. There's no hair from like a rat or something that could have came in. This is marker. These are still tucked in on the sides, like they're still tight from, you know, if somebody was trying to be underneath the blankets. I don't think that's plausible. So I don't know. I have no idea what could be causing it. Oh my God, it's rocking.
Without warning, a rocking chair sitting in the corner of the room starts moving back and forth by itself. There's no one near it, and no reason for it to just start rocking like that. After what the monitor picked up a few nights earlier, Misty's convinced something is going on in that room.
Yeah.
Since that night, Misty's been avoiding the nursery entirely. She's waiting for her husband to get back from his trip before going in again. For now, she still doesn't have an answer for what the camera picked up.
Yeah, we saw that on Nuke's Top 5. He went over that. Yeah. Gosh. Yeah. Nuke was going, oh, is that... if nobody's supposed to be in there, then who or just what is that? Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Boy, oh, yeah. I'm getting goosebumps, guys. I am getting goosebumps. Whew. Whew. Man. Yeah.
A woman working from her home office notices something odd. A bike she just bought keeps tipping over on its own. At first, it seems like maybe it wasn't balanced right. But when it happens a second time, she starts to wonder if something else is going on.
Might
Right
be.
after the bike falls again, she picks up on a weird tapping noise somewhere in the house. She can't figure out where it's coming from. That's when she pulls out her phone and starts recording what's happening around her.
Sitting at my desk, and my bike's fallen over again. It's the second time today, and it's starting to get weird. I don't even dare go down there. Okay, there's no one here. There's no one in the fucking house. No doors open, it's just the bike fell.
Okay. So why is the bike... It may be due to a lousy kickstand.
There's no one here, look. No way. It's got a stand.
Maybe a faulty kickstand, but still.
Brand new bike. Just got it. Second time today it's fallen over. Oh, I really hope that's just the floor. Maybe you can see that. Right, so if it keeps falling over on its own, fair enough. I don't know, I'm just weirded out because it's the second time. Okay, it's done it again, but look, 3 times, the fucking wheel's spinning. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I don't want to go near it. There's no one here. I made a right bang this time. I had my door shut though. Fuck. I know there's no one here. That was spinning. Look how much it's moved. What? It was right over there. I don't understand.
Oh, I don't want to touch it.
The handlebars are wrapped around the other way. But if it was stood up, why would it be like that? I'm confused. I'm gonna move it. There is no one. I'm freaked out now.
That is weird.
Right, so I've moved it. I've moved it into here, into the spare room. Nobody lives in here. But I've purposely put, so if you are a freaky bike, then there's no way that you can move, mate. So, hopefully it doesn't get blown over and I'm crazy. But it's just too weird, so I need someone with me.
Trying to solve the problem, she moves the bike into a different room and wedges it between a few items, so there's no way it can tip over by itself. Everything seems fine for a while. Then she hears something from that room that makes her freeze.
Seriously now. Thing's shaking. That's the room it's in. Oh, please tell me, please, please.
What in the world? What the hell is going on?
I don't want to do it.
Oh!
Fuck, get me out of here now, get me out of here now. Can't do this anymore. It's shaking. Right, fuck this. Right, the front door is in front of me to the right, and there is nothing happening right now, but I need to get out of here, so.
Yeah. Girl, you need to go. You need...
Pray for me, pray for me. Fuck this house.
whatever she just heard is enough to send her straight out the front door with her keys in hand. She's not going back in alone. She gets a neighbor to come with her, and when they walk back inside together, this is what they find waiting for them.
Compelled to video this just in case. I'm showing you, I'm not crazy. I don't dare. Come back. The plant pots I'm still on the floor. Told you, it's smashed.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's pretty weird, man. But yeah.
Please check other things for me because I'm scared. Yeah, there was no one in.
You say it was just like the wall making funny noise, or?
Well, the wall to the room where my bike is, I left my bike in there and then it just went mental and I don't know.
Right, okay, but...
What?
Is this some kind of joke or something? Because this is,
It's just my bike in the bedroom.
yeah, but it's pretty messed up in here.
What the fuck are you talking about, Seth? Don't mess with me, because
No,
this is
seriously.
you know how much this has scared me though?
Yeah, but seriously, it's not...
Oh.
This is going. Oh, this is... Ugh. Why is... I'm
I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, man.
Oh, no.
Honey, I think it's the bike. I think she said she bought it at a secondhand store or something like that. Honey, I think it's the bike. I think you need to get rid of the bike and just get you a new one. A brand new one. Oh, boy. Yeah. There's something attached to that bike that does not like being here. Oh, man.
This is the spare room, Seth. Yeah, I'm moving out. So, anybody want to buy a bike? Let's get out of here, Seth.
The room where she left the bike is now a complete mess.
Yeah,
The bike is on the floor
this is-
again, and other objects around it have been knocked around.
Yeah,
Nothing
it's...
about the scene makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
She can't find any rational explanation for what's happening, so she becomes convinced the bicycle brought something supernatural into her home.
It probably
Never
did.
experienced anything paranormal before this, so she wasted no time deciding to pack up and get out of that place within just a few days. And since she never posted any update again, it seems like whatever was there stayed behind. A few years back, a South American live streamer recorded something during one of her broadcasts that viewers still can't explain. The clip might be old, but what people claim to see in it hasn't gotten any less strange. The streamer's name is Ari, and she was broadcasting a pretty normal grocery run that day. She sometimes streams when she's out shopping, then keeps the camera on when she gets back home. That's where things took a weird turn. Hours before she ended the broadcast, Ari was talking to her chat and slicing up some of the fruit she just bought.
Dicen, la niña de atrás que no hay niñas atrás, dejen de querer asustarme. La niña de atrás que no hay niñas atrás, dejen de querer asustarme.
Ooh.
That's when something appeared behind her. Just for a second, a figure shows up in frame. The thing is, Ari says she was home alone. Viewers who saw it happen live claimed the figure looked small, almost like a child standing there. No one knows what Ari did after the stream ended, and she never explained what it could have been. So what exactly showed up in her house that night?
Ooh. Okay then. Well.
During the late hours, a night watchman at a construction site in the Philippines picks up odd sounds coming from the upper levels. He decides to go up and check it out. Things rapidly becomes horrifying.
It's in aking area. 1380p 68 EPS.
Ow.
Parang may naglalakad. Nawala. Yun.
That sounds like EVP.
Ano yun?
Oh, dude, run.
As the night watchman goes up the staircase, the recording picks up a raspy voice that tells him in Tagalog, "Hey, be careful."
Nawala.
I thought I heard an EVP.
Nawala.
The watchman reports that in the space he walked into, a see-through young girl showed up in the darkness and began crying and weeping, though she doesn't show up in his recording. But we can pick up her weeping as he bolts from the space in fear. Several days afterward, the watchman claims he spotted the young girl once more in a different darkened space of the structure. He was able to quickly pull out his phone and take this photo. So, what do we make of this? This surely must have been a paranormal incident, don't you think?
Well, yeah, if she's transparent, then yeah, she's a ghost.
This was posted by a night officer working the security shift in an older facility after dark. One night, while scanning the camera feeds, a single monitor caught his eye because of something that looked very unusual.
Solo está prendido esa luz al final del pasillo. Es todo. Entonces explícame eso. Esa luz, esta, se está prendiendo y apagando. Y es la luz que no está encendida.
As the clip shows, a light appears to blink on and off at intervals. Yet when they go to the spot in person, the light is off. When he returns to the guard booth, the system still shows it flashing on and off. To this moment, both he and his partner struggle to find a normal explanation. Is this a trick, or could his account be real? Now, let's take another look at the case of Angelo, a night officer working the late shift at an old abandoned school.
Oh, yeah.
Setting events there, and one of his first
Angelo
proofs is a single photograph he took in one of the empty classrooms after hearing footsteps. That one photo was enough to show him that something eerie has taken up residence here. In the photo, a hazy figure lingers just behind the wall, its eyes fixed on him.
Yeah.
Its features twist into a nightmarish expression that sends chills right through you. That image pushed Angelo to take extra precautions on his night patrols. Next, we see footage he recorded during one quiet night when he decided to walk us through the dark, creepy hallways.
De hecho, por aquí inicio porque por acá me queda cerca la torre de control. Si veo algo o me pasa algo acá, yo salgo corriendo a mi torre de control y ahí me enllavo. Pero como les seguía diciendo, este lugar es un poco sano y pues no pasa nada. Bueno, ya me han pasado experiencias así, pero no todas son paranormales. Algunas son más bien sospechas de algún ladrón. Esto antes fue un centro tecnológico donde le daban clase a personas, pues sabes. Venían aquí las personas y recibían clases y pues básicamente quedó abandonado pues por razones que yo no entiendo, pero todo esto estaba lleno de computadoras y todas las aulas también de otras cosas, pues no sé, preparadores de mecánica o qué sé yo, no sé. Y pues este es el lugar por donde yo inicio y aquí es donde yo inicio. Aquella puerta que ven allá, no sé si la pueden ver desde aquí. Esa puerta que está allá aquí probablemente se vaya a abrir. ¿Ves? Ahí Ahí está, sabía yo, siempre a esta hora se abre. Esa puerta es donde me estaba apareciendo la otra cosa del video anterior. Una carita que salía y salía. Ahí está, ahí está, ahí está, ahí está, ahí está, ahí está. Puta. Moví mi torre de control.
Okay.
Bueno, gente, por eso les digo que yo siempre me gusta estar cerca de mi torre de control.
Did you catch that face peeking around the corner at the start?
Un poco
Yeah.
y pues no pasa nada. Bueno.
Ooh.
One of those doors swung open without any visible cause, but that was just the beginning. During the same night, strange sounds got louder, almost like something was right behind him.
Entonces, ¿qué es eso que se escucha? ¿Qué es eso que se escucha? Bueno. Hola, científico. Hola, científico.
He barely reacts, but it's enough to make your heart pound. A couple of nights later, Angelo checked another classroom.
Yikes!
Y esta sería la última aula que revisen el rondín. Aquí como pueden ver, pues está un poco descuidada porque aquí han guardado las cosas que el colegio antes usaba. Me escuché algo, pero no sé qué fue. Bueno, pues la No jodas.
Run, dude. Oh, you got it on tape, dude. You got it on tape.
The guard moved to another wing of the school and tried to put the incident out of his mind. But the next night, small hints told him something was still there.
Mira, estoy grabando esto. Bueno, estoy un poco asustado, pero igual. Mira, esa aula está enllavada, pero esa luz quedó encendida cuando se fueron. Ya el colegio tiene mucho abandonado. Mira, la luz se enciende y se apaga cuando yo estoy largo, pero cuando yo me acerco, mira lo que pasa. Ahorita se enciende y se apaga. Ahora mira, ahorita cuando me acerco, mira. Mira, yo sé que puede ser una falla porque está ese cepo parpadeando. Ajá, yo lo entiendo. Pero yo no entiendo por qué cuando yo me acerco, mira, no ha parpadeado ni una vez. Y el aula está enllavada porque así la dejaron los maestros. Ahora mira cuando yo me ando tartamudo de lo asustado que estoy. Ahora mira cuando yo me alejo. Mira, ya viste. Mira. Ahora mira cuando me acerco. Mira. Nada. Nada, ahora mira ahorita que es que estoy tartamudeando. Ahora mira ahorita que me alejo. Ahí está. No fue. No creo que sea un defecto del aula. Mira, se apagó. No creo que sea un defecto del aula, pero lo que voy a hacer es que me voy a encerrar allá donde estoy cuidando. Es que mira, que es bien oscuro. A veces hasta esa luz le agarra así. A todas las luces le agarra así. Mira, sigue parpadeando. Mira. Mira. Ahora, si yo me acerco rápido, corriendo, para no darle tiempo. Nada. Ya no se volvió a apagar.
Things get even stranger when viewers point out that at 1:15, something moves right behind the classroom.
Nada, ahora mira ahorita que
Is it a wandering spirit? Or something evil looking to take over?
Oh man. Whew. Sheesh. Let's see that again.
Over.
Yeah.
Or something.
Oh, yeah. Look, I can't believe I missed that.
Right behind the classroom.
Nada, ahora mira ahorita que
Ooh.
Is it a
Dude,
wandering spirit?
you need to run.
Or something evil looking to take over.
Maybe. You don't know. That's why when you are ghost hunting, you need to be extra careful. Because you don't know what you're going to find. Okay. Not off for just a sec there, but I'm doing better, guys. Okay. This is going to be our last one tonight. This is his latest one. This is the man himself, Sir Spooks. This is 13 scary videos that'll make your jaw drop. Now, I don't think I've watched this yet, and if I have, it's been a while. So, without further ado, away we go.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks, and today we'll take a look at 13 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more scary content. Alright, with that said, let's begin. The first video we'll be taking a look at today comes to us from the TikTok account YellowSick 2.0, where the uploader documents some unusual incidents that he claims have taken place at the crematorium where he works. He explains that the lights automatically shut off at a certain hour each night, and decides to take viewers on a walkthrough of the building after dark. It doesn't take long before something strange happens.
When I'm walking here at night, I walk right by these urns that they put on these tables here.
Okay.
I come down.
Till I was getting shaky, okay. What in the world? Yeah.
If you watch
Ooh, yeah, go back if you didn't see it. The lid on the urn opens up. Oh, yeah, that's not creepy. That's not creepy at all.
If you watch closely, one of the lids on an urn appears to move on its own.
Yeah.
It's a subtle movement, but in a place like this, it's enough to make anyone feel uneasy.
Whoa!
The uploader decides it's probably a good time to leave. But
Yeah.
before he can make it out, one final incident occurs.
Oh, man. Ooh, yeah, screw
As
that.
he approaches the exit, the long plastic strips hanging in the doorway suddenly begin moving apart, almost as if something invisible is passing through. Taken on their own, this moment might not seem especially remarkable, but together, and given the location, they make for a surprisingly creepy sequence. Of course, there may be perfectly ordinary explanations for both incidents, even if they aren't immediately obvious from the footage. Whether this was paranormal activity or simply a strange coincidence, I'll let you be the judge.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm waiting for the explanations. I can't think of any. Can you guys? Because I sure as hell can't. Oh my gosh. That was creepy.
Next up is a video uploaded to TikTok by user DanielMakesBeat5, who claims his Ring doorbell camera captured something unsettling wandering around his backyard late one night. At first glance, everything seems perfectly normal, but if you pay close attention, you'll notice something that's much harder to explain. Take a look.
Ooh. Hello.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
A dark, shadowy figure can briefly be seen moving across the backyard before disappearing into the darkness. In the video's description, Daniel says this wasn't the first time he'd spotted the mysterious figure around his trailer. In fact, he claims he'd seen it on multiple occasions and even wonders if it could be a skinwalker. While the figure certainly looks unsettling, it's worth remembering that Ring doorbell cameras heavily compress their footage, particularly at night. Combined with the camera's infrared night vision and motion processing, an ordinary person or object can sometimes lose detail and appear as a dark, featureless silhouette, making it seem much stranger than it actually was.
Yeah.
Even so, if that's all this is, it's a surprisingly eerie clip, and it's easy to understand why it sparked so much debate online. What do you think Daniel captured lurking in his backyard?
Well, he either captured a shadow figure or a prowler. And if he captured a prowler, that's bad enough. You know, if there's somebody prowling around your backyard at night, then yeah, you need to get the cops involved. Nope.
On September 25th, 2025, the YouTube channel Eerie Wilderness uploaded a video showing a woman exploring the woods late at night in search of something she believes may be lurking in the area. Armed with only a flashlight and her camera, she slowly makes her way through the dark forest. But before long, her search appears to come to an abrupt stop. Take a look.
Oh.
There he is. Okay. Yep. I'm done.
Nope.
No, where'd it go? Okay. Like that shit. That's what that is.
As her flashlight sweeps across the trees, it briefly illuminates what appears to be a tall, canine-like figure staring directly back at her from the darkness. Whether or not it's actually a so-called dog man is anyone's guess, but unlike many videos of alleged cryptids, this one is clear enough that you can make out at least some of the figure's shape before it slowly moves deeper into the woods. Unfortunately, the clip ends there, so we never find out what happened after the encounter. Of course, there's also the possibility that this was simply a person in a costume. The footage is simply too short to draw any firm conclusions, and without seeing what happened before or after the encounter, it's impossible to know exactly what was standing among the trees that night. Whatever the explanation may be, it's certainly not something most people would want to come across alone in the middle of the woods.
Yeah. Personally, I think she just caught a wolf. A big old wolf watching her. But, yeah, it could be anything, actually.
This next video comes to us from TikTok user BioWalk210, who appears to be working a late-night shift operating an excavator in what looks to be a heavily wooded area, possibly deep inside a forest. With the machine's lights providing the only real source of illumination, it's already an unsettling place to be working. But before long, the operator notices something in the darkness that makes the job far more disturbing than he ever expected. Take a look. While operating the excavator, the videographer suddenly notices what appears to be a person dressed entirely in white standing among the trees. seemingly watching him from a short distance away. The figure doesn't appear to move much, instead remaining eerily still as the operator tries to process what he's seeing. Thankfully, whatever or whoever it was never comes any closer, and the clip ends before the situation escalates any further. Of course, it's also possible that the entire encounter was staged, with someone deliberately dressed in white and positioned in the woods to create a creepy video. Without any additional footage or context, it's impossible to know whether this was a genuine encounter or an elaborate hoax. Whatever the truth may be, unexpectedly spotting a silent figure watching you from the middle of a forest is enough to make just about anyone want to leave and hurry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see somebody dressed up like Samara Morgan from The Ring looking at you, or Sadako from Ringu looking at you through her veil of dark hair. Yeah, you're gonna feel a little uneasy.
A man named Brandon Schulke uploaded a video to TikTok in July of 2026, documenting a job at a house that already had him feeling a little uneasy. According to Brandon, an electrician who had previously been working at the property had unexpectedly quit for reasons he doesn't know. He also points out an area of damage inside the home before giving viewers a quick walkthrough. At first, everything appears perfectly normal. That is, until he heads down to the basement. Take a look.
Okay.
Should tell the customer about that. Some exposed wire here too. Okay, so let's go take a look at the panel over here. Looks pretty good. Newer panel. Okay. Then we got. What the was that? Dude. Hello? Hello? Oh, hell no.
Oh, yeah.
The sound of footsteps can suddenly be heard coming from somewhere nearby. Moments later, the door violently slams shut on its own. Clearly startled, Brandon immediately calls out to ask if anyone else is in the house, but no one responds. Whether someone was actually hiding inside the property or something else caused the noises is impossible to know from the clip alone. If there really was another person in the house, that could certainly explain the footsteps and the slamming door. On the other hand, if Brandon truly was alone, it's easy to see why the experience left him so shaken. What do you think Brandon heard lurking in the basement that day?
Love that. That door shuts. He's going, oh, hell no. Zoom. He's out of there. Oh, man. He needs an Art of Kicks. Nope, not me t-shirt.
This next piece of footage comes from the United States Department of War's recently released UAP archive, designated DOW UAP PR051. The video was reportedly captured on January 1st, 2021 by a US military platform operating in the Middle East. Take a look.
Wow. Moving pretty fast.
The footage shows a strange, bright object moving across the night sky. Even before anything unusual happens, its appearance alone is enough to raise questions. But then...
Zoop. Where'd it go?
The object suddenly shoots across the frame at what appears
Whoa.
to be incredible speed, disappearing almost instantly.
Yeah,
Whether
that's
the
no
object
drone.
itself actually accelerated that dramatically, or whether this sudden movement was influenced by the camera system or tracking sensor, is difficult to determine from the footage alone. Still, it's moments like these that have made several of the recently released Department of War videos the subject of so much discussion. What do you think this
Yeah.
object was, and what
Now
caused
look,
its apparent burst of speed?
Yeah, true. Look, yeah, it gets up and then zoom! It just zips out of there. That's no drone.
When thousands of people gather to watch a baseball game, the last thing anyone expects to see is something strange flying across the stadium. This next clip was shared to Reddit by user Available Option and was reportedly captured during an Atlanta Braves game. As the television broadcast follows the action on the field, something unexpected briefly enters the frame. Take a look.
Watch. Tell me what this is.
That's a fun one though, that David Justice.
Oh yeah, what in the world?
What is that?
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
A strange, dark object suddenly appears high above the field before rapidly shooting across the stadium and disappearing just as quickly as it arrived. Its shape almost resembles a Dementor from the Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah,
making
it
the
kinda
brief sighting even more
does.
bizarre. The moment only lasts a second or two, but it's been enough to spark plenty of discussion online. Some viewers believe it could be a UFO, while others think it may simply be a bird, an insect flying close to the camera, or even a visual artifact created during the broadcast. Without additional footage, it's impossible to know for certain what crossed over the stadium that day.
What in
Whatever
the
it was,
world?
it's definitely not something you'd expect to see while watching a baseball game.
Well, no. The hell? Oh my god, yeah, that thing looked like a Dementor from the Harry Potter universe. Oh man. Either that or it was a ghost of some sort. Oh man.
This next clip was shared to Reddit by user Minimum Scholar 2356, who says he works at a crematorium. While working a late night shift, he began experiencing a strange feeling that something wasn't quite right. Feeling increasingly uneasy, he decided to pull out his phone and record an area of the building that had caught his attention. According to the uploader, the room ahead was completely pitch black, making what happened next all the more unsettling. Take a look. If you watch closely, a small white face appears to peek out from behind the chairs before quickly retreating out of sight.
I see
The
a
uploader
small
even
white
jokes that it almost
something.
looks as though whatever it is playing a game of peekaboo with him. He says that at first he wondered if it was simply a light briefly turning on and off, but according to him, that explanation didn't seem to fit, as there was only a wall behind the chairs, and a light source would have illuminated much more of the room. He also points out that the white shape appears to slide back behind the chair, rather than simply disappearing, all while the camera remains perfectly still. Of course, it's also possible that the lighting, camera exposure on object hidden in the darkness created the illusion of a face. With such a brief clip, it's difficult to know exactly what we're looking at. Whether it was really something playing peekaboo or simply a trick of the light, I'll leave that for you to decide.
Wow, it's there 1 minute and gone the next.
Over on TikTok, a woman named Shia uploaded a video while spending some quiet time at home with her newborn baby brother.
Aww.
At first, everything seems perfectly ordinary. As she records the room, a rocking chair can be seen sitting in the background alongside several children's toys. But within seconds, the peaceful moment takes a very unsettling turn. Take a look.
That one time I caught, excuse me, that one time I caught the rocking chair moving on its own when I was home alone with my newborn brother. I nearly shit myself. Okay. Oh, it is moving a little bit. Oh, it is moving. Ooh. Oh man, my voice is about to go.
As you just saw, the rocking chair suddenly begins rocking back and forth on its own. At the same time, the sound of a lullaby starts playing from somewhere else in the room, although the toy responsible for the music never appears on camera. In the video's caption, Shia says the entire experience felt like a literal horror movie, and it's easy to understand why. Seeing an empty rocking chair moving by itself is unsettling enough, but having a lullaby begin playing at the exact same time makes the moment even creepier. Of course, it's possible the chair was already moving slightly beforehand, or was set in motion by something outside the frame. Likewise, the lullaby may simply have been triggered by a nearby toy that's hidden from view. Whether it was nothing more than an odd coincidence or something far stranger, I'll let you decide.
That's odd. It is odd.
Over on the Alien subreddit, a user known as Original Blackberry89 shared a video that he boldly describes as the best UFO ever recorded. That's certainly a lofty claim. The footage shows the videographer filming the night sky. For several seconds, nothing appears out of the ordinary. Then, something unexpected comes into view.
Oh, one of the triangle UFOs. Oh yeah, one of the triangle UFOs. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's got quite the detail to it. That has got quite the detail to it. Wow. That's actually pretty impressive.
A strange object slowly drifts across the sky, its shape appearing surprisingly detailed despite its relatively low quality. Rather than looking like a single point of light, it seems to have a complex structure, almost resembling something straight out of a science fiction movie. The object remains visible for quite some time before eventually disappearing from the frame, giving viewers a much longer look than many alleged UFO videos typically do. Of course, without knowing exactly what was filmed, it's difficult to draw any firm conclusions. Some viewers believe this is one of the most compelling UFO videos shared online in recent years, while others suspect there may be a more conventional explanation, or that the footage could have been staged.
Maybe.
Personally, I have to say this might actually be one of the best alleged UFO videos I've ever seen. Whether it's genuine or not is another question entirely, but as far as UFO footage goes, it's definitely up there for me. What do you guys think?
That's very detailed, that's for sure.
This next video shared to the True Cryptozoology subreddit is said to show a group of grave robbers exploring a cave somewhere in Peru back in 2015. As they venture deeper into the cave, they suddenly come across something lying on the ground that appears unlike anything they've ever seen before. Take a look.
And the arms are moving.
Lying motionless on the cave floor is what appears to be the body of a small humanoid creature with an elongated head and unusually thin limbs, leading many viewers to speculate that it could be some sort of alien. The group spends the remainder of the video filming the mysterious body from different angles, giving viewers a surprisingly long look at the alleged discovery. Without any reliable information about the video's origin or what became of the alleged body afterward, it's impossible to verify exactly what was filmed.
Yeah.
Some viewers believe it could represent an extraordinary discovery, while others suspect there's a more conventional explanation that simply isn't obvious from the footage alone. Whatever the truth may be, it's certainly one of the most unusual cave discoveries ever caught on camera.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if you guys noticed or not, but the arms were moving. I mean, if it's a special effects prop, that's pretty impressive. But if it's real, oh man, that's creepy.
This next video was uploaded to YouTube by Adriel Anawan on October 2nd, 2011. According to the uploader, security cameras at their workplace captured something they couldn't explain. Adriel also claims the footage was later examined by experts in the field, but says no definitive explanation was ever reached. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
The security footage shows the inside of an office late at night, long after everyone has gone home. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, what appears to be the figure of a young girl walks through the building. At one point, she even seems to glance directly toward the security camera before continuing on her way. Whether that's simply a coincidence or not, it's a detail that makes the footage feel all the more creepy. The uploader also mentions learning that the office building was constructed on the site of a former Victorian orphanage, a piece of history that has only fueled speculation about what the camera may have captured. Could there be a perfectly ordinary explanation for the mysterious figure?
True.
Absolutely. But with so little context available, it's difficult to say exactly what we're seeing. Whatever the case may be, it's certainly an unsettling clip.
Yeah, I mean, look at her. It looks like a she, whether it's a girl or a woman. Look at it. It looks like she's in a Victorian dress. Yeah, it looks like she's in a type of Victorian dress. And the fact of the matter that the building was built over an old Victorian orphanage, there you go. That would explain that. Oh man. Yeah. Last one.
Reddit user AnonMouse2468 shared these unsettling security camera clips to the Paranormal Encounters subreddit, hoping someone might be able to explain exactly what was captured. Take a look.
Okay.
Right at the beginning of the first clip, a dark figure can be seen moving across the room in what appears to be a crawling or hunched over position. A few moments later, it seems to make repeated movements against the wall before disappearing from view. The second clip appears to show another strange figure entering from the left side of the screen. It looks almost as though it's using a walking stick as it slowly makes its way toward the camera. What's particularly intriguing is that the room appears to be fully illuminated at the beginning of the clip, with no sign of anyone standing in that area. Then, after the lights go out for just a moment, the figure suddenly emerges from a part of the room where nothing could be seen only seconds earlier. According to the uploader, both clips were recorded at his father's airsoft site. He says the timestamps on the cameras were incorrect, but that both videos were actually captured late at night. He also claims nobody was at the site when the first clip was recorded, and that there was no one else in the room during the second recording. Could there be a perfectly ordinary explanation for what these cameras captured? Perhaps, but based on the footage alone, it's difficult to explain exactly what we're seeing. What do you think was caught on these security cameras? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And that was 13 scary videos. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, then subscribe for more scary content. My name is Sir Spooks, and I'll see you all in the next
yeah, I
video.
see it now. Zoop. Goes back. Ooh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta look at the last one again. Okay. In the first clip, right at the very beginning, you can see a dark figure that looks like it's either crawling or hobbling away. It then seems to start banging on the wall. In the second clip on the left-hand side, you can see what looks like a figure walking with a walking stick towards the camera's direction. Both videos were taken at my dad's airsoft site. He swears there is absolutely no way there could have been another person in the room with the man looking up at the camera on the second clip. Also, nobody was at the site when the first clip was captured. Ooh. The date and time on the cameras are wrong and haven't been synced properly, but both clips were taken at night. I'd also like to stress that these videos were sent directly to me from the original source exactly as they were recorded. We're not claiming they're ghosts. We're genuinely interested in hearing what people think and whether there's a logical explanation for what we're seeing. Ah, okay. Yeah. He's at, there's he is. There's the guy. There's the caretaker, probably the dad. And then there's this thing hunched over in the corner. Yeah. And then, yeah, then there's that. I don't know. I don't know. No, there are just some things. I don't know, guys. There's just some things that I cannot explain, that I just can't easily explain. Oh, I don't know. All right, there's the third and the last video. All right. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get something for my throat. Oh man, my throat's going. All right. But there's that. There's that taken care of. That is Paramonday. Okay. There's Paramonday taken care of. And let me see, hang on. All right, guys. Yeah, maybe Lawson's Sean. All right. You guys liked what you see so far? Please leave a like and subscribe to the channels. And if you like what you see on my channel, please leave a like and subscribe for me. It really helps out the channel. It helps out their channels, and it gets the word around. And it gets me, excuse me, it gets me more subscribers. It gets me more subscribers, gets me closer to getting my channel monetized and maybe earning a little extra money, even though I'll probably have my own job once my training's done. But anyway, that's it for tonight, or at least that's it for right now. I might do a little Let's Play later, or I might do a little reaction to Idiots in Cars or something like that. For right now, I'm done for right now. It's, oh my goodness, it's 8:40. I didn't realize how late it was getting. We've been at this for over 2 hours. So yeah, I'll put in the links to the original videos in just a little bit, but that's going to be enough. But that's going to be it for right now, guys. I'm going to get off. I'm going to see if my dad's hungry, and if so, probably fix us a sandwich and some salad or something. So that's it for right now, guys. And until then, I'll see you later. And Sean, I'll see you in a little bit. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. And until then, you guys stay safe, stay cool, stay hydrated, stay creative, and you guys stay awesome. All right.